When we talk about future wars, most people imagine something entirely new. Artificial intelligence commanding armies, drones darkening the skies, cyber attacks replacing bullets, battles fought in space, or behind screens, far away from human faces. But history quietly reminds us of something uncomfortable. The future of war is never as new as we think. Weapons change. Technology evolves. But human behavior remains almost exactly the same. And because of that, history may be the most powerful tool we have for understanding the wars of tomorrow. Wars do not begin suddenly. They grow slowly, often invisibly. Through fear, ambition, insecurity, and the belief that conflict is unavoidable. Every major war in history began with leaders who believed they were acting rationally. They believed they were defending their people, protecting their interests, preserving stability. History tells us how often they were wrong. Let's begin with one of the most important lessons history offers us. Technology does not prevent war. It reshapes it. The invention of gunpowder ended centuries of medieval warfare. Armored knights became obsolete. Castles lost their meaning. Industrialization changed war again. Factories became as important as battlefields. Entire populations became part of the war effort. Victory no longer depended only on soldiers, but on production, logistics, and endurance. Then came nuclear weapons. For the first time in history, humanity created weapons capable of ending civilization itself. And something strange happened. The most powerful weapons ever created were never used again in direct conflict between major powers. Not because humans became more peaceful, but because fear became stronger than ambition. This is an important lesson. Technology doesn't remove conflict. It changes the cost of it. Today, we are standing at the edge of another transformation. Artificial intelligence can make decisions faster than humans ever could. Drones remove distance from killing. Cyber warfare can collapse economies without firing a single shot. Space-based systems control communication, navigation, and surveillance. Future wars may not begin with explosions. They may begin quietly, with financial systems failing, with power grids shutting down, with information being manipulated so subtly that people don't even realize they are under attack. History tells us this always happens during periods of rapid change. Wars rarely emerge from stability. They emerge from transition. World War I followed decades of industrial growth, political tension, and rising nationalism. Empires expanded faster than they could control. Alliances locked nations into rigid positions. One assassination was enough to ignite a global disaster. The Cold War followed the devastation of World War II. Two ideologies emerged, each convinced the other represented an existential threat. Direct war became too dangerous, but conflict never disappeared. Instead, it evolved. Proxy wars, arms races, psychological warfare, economic pressure. The world today shows many of the same signs. Globalization connected economies but also made them fragile. Climate change increases competition for resources. Digital dependence creates vulnerabilities we barely understand. These pressures don't disappear peacefully, they accumulate. And history shows us that accumulated pressure always seeks release. Another lesson history teaches us is that power rarely shifts quietly. From ancient civilizations to modern empires, dominant powers resist decline. Rising powers demand recognition and influence. This struggle is ancient. Sparta and Athens, Rome and its rivals, European empires competing for dominance. Superpowers locked in ideological conflict. The historian Thucydides observed this pattern more than 2,000 years ago. He noticed that when a rising power threatens an established one, Fear becomes the dominant force. Fear leads to miscalculation. Miscalculation leads to conflict. This idea became known as the Thucydides Trap, and history suggests that escaping this trap is rare. In the modern world, power is no longer measured only in armies. It is measured in technology, influence, economics, and information. Future wars may not be declared. They may simply unfold through trade restrictions, through cyber attacks, through proxy conflicts far from the centers of power. Another illusion repeats itself in every era: the belief that war can be controlled. Leaders always believe conflicts will be short, that technology will guarantee victory, that escalation can be managed. History repeatedly proves them wrong. World War I was expected to last months. It lasted years. The Vietnam War was supposed to be decisive. It became a prolonged nightmare. Modern conflicts begin with confidence and end with complexity. In the future, this risk may be even greater. Artificial intelligence could make decisions faster than human judgment allows. Cyber retaliation could happen automatically. Miscalculations could escalate before anyone has time to intervene. Speed becomes danger. And yet, history does not only warn us, it offers something more important: responsibility. Most wars were not inevitable. They were choices. Choices shaped by fear, by pride, by the refusal to learn from the past. History shows us countless moments where diplomacy could have changed outcomes, where compromise was possible, where warnings were ignored. The future of warfare will be shaped by machines, but it will be driven by human decisions. Technology may determine how wars are fought, but humans decide whether they begin at all. History does not predict the future. It prepares us for it. And the question we must ask ourselves is not what future wars will look like. The question is whether we will finally learn enough to prevent them. Because if we don't, the next wars will not surprise us. They will simply confirm what history has been telling us all along.